it was a little bit of a different kind of haul week for me in the sense of what I picked up. A lot of independence. Let's go through my top 3 and see what made it. First thing I want to say before we get into my top 3, I apologize for getting this video out just a little bit later than I normally do, but been extremely busy and things like that. So, hey, it's a little bit later in the day, but better late than never, right? So let's go and get into these top 3. Coming in at number 3 is a book that kind of surprised me a little bit. Completely got it. Just literally seeing it for the first time on the shelf. Picked it up, and gotta say, Zombicide, issue number 2, day 1, issue number 2. But in order for me to give you an appropriate kind of backstory, for me, I bought the first 2 books of this. So it's your typical, it seems to be your typical zombie apocalyptic kind of book, right? You got the main character, Ned, in the beginning of issue 1. The book opens up, you hear the radio broadcast, right? Ned's flying through LA, and you hear the radio broadcast that starts off as a great morning, but then there's this virus or something or another that people are coming down with and making them very uncontrollably violent and things like that. And Ned, everyone calls him crazy, has been calling him crazy. He's like, now it's happening. So he's freaking out, flying through LA. And along the way, what's interesting is along the way, he's trying to get to his bunker or whatever that he created, like on the outskirts, somewhere on the outskirts of the city. And along the way, he's running into different people, crossing paths with different people. And yeah, he's solo at this point. But then, towards the end of this book, and then through parts of this book, issue 2, those people that he was kind of crossing paths with and, you know, bumping into along the way while he's flying through LA, somehow or another, he ends up forming a group with these people, basically, you know, because they're all alive. They're trying to fight zombies, and Ned kind of just takes them all in and tries to move towards his bunker. And it's your typical zombie kind of thing, right? But the way this book ends is there's 2 characters that actually he ran into in the first book towards the beginning when he's flying through LA. Comes across them 2 in this book towards kind of close towards the end. And yeah, I feel like it left us on a cliffhanger, so I can't wait for issue 3, because I feel like those 2 people he ran into, or those 2 people that he kind of found again, so to speak, I feel like there's going to be some sort of a plot twist. I don't know. I have a funny feeling that there's going to be some sort of a plot twist with that. So I'm excited, man. I'm loving this. It's a nice little surprise. Yeah, and like I said in the haul video, I'm thinking Zombicide, it says day 1, you know, number 2, issue 2. So I'm wondering if this is going to be like a whole big old thing, you know, like day 1, and we're going to have day 2, book issue 1, day 3, issue 1, so on and so on. I don't know. But I'm kind of positive that it's going to continue to be good. This guy right here, the baseball player, he's actually one of the people that he came across. And his whole team, man, his whole baseball team, teammates. And it shows the story, what happened with him in here. Yeah, he's the only surviving member of his team. The rest of his teammates are zombies. So, but yeah, pretty fun, man. So definitely recommend. It's from Source Point Press is the publisher. So Zombicide, day 1, number 2 is my number 3 book of the week. And coming in at number 2 is Nemesis Reloaded, issue number 2. And like I said before, this book is not for everybody. This book is very graphic, very violent, and it touches some touchy topics, I should say. With police brutality, which is something that I'm totally not in agreement with. But I understand that this is a fictional book, so I wish it could have been a little bit different. But so far it's fitting the story. Now, I never read the first run of Nemesis, but I'm telling you, like, this is making me want to go back and read it, like find that first volume and check it out, man. But anyway, so this issue, I don't think it's as violent and as gruesome as the first issue. But what I like about this issue is it gives you a bit of a backstory, and it shows you kind of like the history or his past, this Nemesis character, and kind of why he's doing what he's doing now, So it kind of gets gives you a little bit more of a personal touch, so to speak. But yeah, man, the way this book ends, it's pretty wild. It's pretty wild. I'm not going to spoil it, but it's pretty wild, and I have a feeling that the third issue is going to really like kick off with a bang, man. So yeah, man, it's pretty good. This is Nemesis actually as a kid, as a child. So yeah, man, this is so good. So yeah, Nemesis Reloaded issue number 2 is my number 2 book of the week. Definitely check it out. And finally, coming in at number 1 is Mosley issue number 2. Whew. Man, this book, it really makes you think, right? Like, it made me think, is this trying to give some sort of fictional version of our reality right now in terms of where technology and this social media and things like that, where it could take us into the future? I mean, I don't know. It's a comic book, right? But it does good if it makes you think, right? I feel like that, for me anyway, that this is one of those types of books. So completely fictional, of course, but issue number 2, man, this one also gives you a bit of a look back into the history. Now, the main character, Marvin Mosley, it starts off showing a letter that his daughter, Ruby, got from the school, like 12 years previously in the past, of her getting accepted into this whole technological thing, right? This school that kind of helped society get to where they're at from then till now in terms of all this technology and everything like that. So this book, first of all, the artwork is really digging it. I'm really digging it. But yeah, so right here, it is the Human Progress Project has accepted your enrollment in the student internship program for Ruby Mosley, his daughter. And there's the letter right here. And he's not fully accepting the letter or the fact that she got accepted. Marvin is not completely accepting that. But he don't want to hold his daughter back necessarily, because she really wants to do this. She really wants to be a part of this. So even though he's hesitant and skeptical and things like that, he goes ahead and he's for the sake of his daughter, he's okay with it. Pretty much the only reason he's okay with it. So fast forward to present day, as the first issue shows that he's ready to go to war with these gods, what people refer to these hierarchy of technology or whatever. They're referred to as gods now. They're like literally machines and stuff. So he's going to war with them. His daughter's working for him now, and so they're butting heads. But he gotten to the point where he don't care. See, he's about to march up in there right now, and he's just about to go to town. So he goes in there, and he actually destroys this god, right? And he's thinking he's doing a great thing, which he is. But the people of that time, you got almost a whole generation's worth of people that this is all that they know. And he's thinking he's doing a good thing, and then once he leaves the rubble, that's because he destroyed it, the first god, because trust me, there's plenty more apparently. People are not happy with him because this generation of, it seems to be mostly like the younger generation, that it's almost like a drug, an addiction, and it's all about them getting their upgrades. So like you can see right here, he's like mugging somebody so he can get his upgrades and things like that. So people are pissed off at Marvin Mosley because he destroyed it. See? And yeah, they're all mad because like, where are we going to get our upgrades now? And blah, blah, blah. So yeah, they're pretty pissed. So yeah, he ends up escaping the city, right? And he finds this sanctuary city type thing outside of, shut up, Siri. Finds a sanctuary city type thing outside of his city, where it's just regular people living without all this unnecessary technology and things like that. What's crazy about it though is who opens the gates? His wife. And she's asking, where's her daughter? So that's kind of how that ends. And then over here, it's like a backup story. And it gives you a little bit more background on his wife as well. And yeah, which is pretty cool. Gloria Mosley is his wife's name, Gloria. So it gives you a little bit more of a backstory on her and when their daughter was born, and at the very beginning stages of these robots and things like that. She was not cool with it. So yeah, man, overall, great book, amazing book. Can't wait for issue 3. I'm addicted to this, man. Mosley. So yeah, if you haven't jumped on this, jump on it before it's too late, before you get too far down into the issues and things like that, man. So go pick up number 1 and number 2 if you can, and highly recommended, man. So Mosley, issue number 2 is my number 1 comic of the week. Well, there you have it. My top 3 books of the week. I gotta say, first time I've had a top 3 that don't involve a Marvel or DC book. Now, there have been some great Marvel books that I got picked up this week. You got, the Sins of Sinister books, Nightcrawler's really good book. And then, the Lazarus Planet and all of that, also a really good book. But man, these 3 books really impressed me, man. So go out there and support them indie books too, man, because it more than likely, not necessarily Boom Studios or, Image, but indie books do need support, man. These are comic creators that are trying to make it, generally trying to make it and things like that and come up. Not in every case, but yeah, man. Go out there and support them indie books, man, because, yeah. So with all that being said, please like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And of course, there's a link below in the description that has a link to my Facebook page and my Instagram and all that good stuff. So with that being said, Monday, I can't wait for my video to share with you guys, because it's gonna be a special video for me, fun one in my opinion, I think. So keep an eye out for that on Monday. So that being said, man, I'm gonna catch you guys on the flip side.